Michelle, and I'm going to be your AP Statistics tutor, and I've got 5 in AP Statistics, and I've also got 5 in AP Physics 1, AP Physics 2, AP Physics Mechanics, AP Physics Electricity and Magnetism, AP Calculus BC, AP Chemistry, AP Environmental Science, AP World History, AP Macroeconomics, and AP Macroeconomics, and also AP Chemistry that I mentioned that, and AP Environmental Science. It's hard to remember them all. I'm going to be tutoring you guys in statistics, so I will briefly talk about the structure of our class. So the books that we are going to use is called Practice of Statistics, and I'm going to use a PDF version of it, so you can take a look at it. And for the book, it has 12 chapters, so because we have limited time, so my plan is that we are going to study one chapter each week, and so I'm going to just over my PDF file of the book briefly, and briefly talk about the 12 chapters. It's opening slowly, so I basically talk that by my syllabus instead of opening the book. So the first chapter is exploring data. So I think probably you guys have already learned that, but if that's the case, you can tell me. So if all of you guys are really familiar with some units, we can skip that. And we can go over the much more difficult one, like this test. Or if you guys just want to start from the beginning as a review, then that's my current plan. But just tell me, I can adjust the plan at any time. So the first is exploring data, basically about the shape, outlier, center, and spread, and standard deviation, mean, first quartile, third quartile, things like that. And the second unit is model distribution of data. So this distribution, this goal normal distribution, it is mentioned at the very first time. And then the third week, we're going to talk about describing the relationships. So the linear regression, how to express that line, how to read the graph to find the coefficient and find the intercept, and how to describe the relationships. That's basically what is in the unit the third week, which is unit 3. And the fourth week, we are going to talk about designing studies. So we're talking about bias, we're talking about different studies, so probably you also have already know that. And the fifth week, we're going to talk about probability, also binomial distribution, and also geometric distribution, how to use a calculator for that. And for the sixth week, we are going to talk about the random variable. We're going to talk about the very beginning of sample distribution, talk about prepare for our discussion and teaching of the test and intervals. So the next week, after random variable, we are going to talk about sample distribution. We are talking about the calculation methods, the process, and the explanation of those FAQs. And then we are going to talk about estimating the confidence. So we are going to talk about interval, and then we are going to talk about the test in the next week, testing a claim. And then we're going to talk about comparing two populations or groups. And then we are going to talk about inference for distribution of categorical data. And then we are going to talk about regression in our last unit. So basically, we're going to follow the book, The Practice of Statistics, and we're going to talk 1 unit each week. But if you have like specific requests about like talking which unit in advance, that's also like fine. Which should skip, which should have 2 weeks, which should like have like 5 week instead, and also after that we're going to have like about 2 or 3 weeks for the review, and we're going to talk about the test, talk about the multiple choice questions, talk about the free response questions. I think we're going to mainly be focused on the free response questions because that's what is much more difficult, especially question 6. So question 6 is much more difficult than the other, but we are certainly going to talk all the different type of questions. Also, not only in the review period, but throughout the course, we're going to give you assignments and show examples. And my current plan is, I don't know if it's fine, but my current plan is that we're going to like have our face-to-face, like actually like it's like through Zoom, but like face-to-face through the Zoom platform. But I'm going to like plan that Friday, like Friday 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Eastern Time. I know that might be a little bit late for people who are in Eastern time zone, and it might be a little bit early for those who are in Pacific time zone, because that's probably like the time that you're still in school. But I know like a lot of school are turning online, so I don't know if that's fine. So again, like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time at Friday for us to talk about our new lessons, and I'm going to like make PowerPoint on directly like talk them about the books. I think it's like mostly going to last about 2 hours, but probably if the content isn't that much, it's like difficult. It's like much more simple than we expected. Then probably 1 hour and a half will be what we are going to do. And also, I'm thinking that I'm going to make the office hour in each Monday at like from like 11 to 12 in Eastern time. So in EST or like EDT after that. So that's like basically my plan. I don't know if that's fine for you. So if that's also like most people are not fine with that time, then I'm going to adjust that. But also, if like all of you agree, I'm going to record each live course so that for anyone who has a time conflict, a schedule conflict with that time, or someone who just cannot attend one of them, then you can look at the recordings. But just if that's like the case, most of you are not fine. I'm just going to adjust that. But also because I'm not in Eastern time zone, so it might be a little bit hard for me to arrange some specific time. It might be midnight for me. I probably cannot do that. So, but I will try my best to fit everyone's time zone, and that's basically my plan. And also, I'm thinking that we are going to like mark Wednesday the start of a new week. So every week is start from Wednesday and end at Wednesday, 12 midnight, Wednesday EST, and you're going to hand your assignment. I'm going to look at it if you hand before the deadlines. Also, if you have a question regarding to the assignment, please just ask as quickly as you can. And my plan is that I'm going to release the notes for each unit as on Thursday, and on Friday I'm going to release assignments. But your assignment can be handed just before each Wednesday. But if you have a late, I'll take a look, but I probably will not give you as much feedback as I can. Also, just try your best to follow this schedule because we only got those time. If you miss a week and procrastinate, then probably you're not going to complete all of them. but I know like some of you might like take those courses in school as well, so you probably feel like the schoolwork are really abundant. Then you can just tell me like I'm not going to handle it because schoolwork is just too much. And this question is repetitive for me, so I probably don't really need them. But also like if you want to add assignments, I'll do that. I have actually I have a lot of problems, and you can try them out. And I will send you the answer if I do not have time to go over all of them. Also, like for our like office hour or like our course on the week on Friday, I'm also like going to go over some problems that you have in the assignments. Um, and also like my email address, I'm going to send that in the chat again. So it's just Michelle and then JINGDOANG at gmail.com. So that's my email. Yeah, that's basically about it. And I'm going to complete my syllabus as soon as possible. So just before this before this Wednesday, which our first week would be officially began. Also, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me anytime. You don't need to ask that only in office hour. That's only the time that if you have problem in assignments or like you have extra requests, we can discuss about that much more efficiently and thoroughly. Yeah, and I'm going to send you some links and other things also like in the Google Classroom or in the syllabus that I'm going to give you. I'm going to put my syllabus in Notion. You don't need to like download Notion to open that. You can open that on the website. And I'm going to use that because it's like easy to type equations and it's easy to upload videos. It does not have like certain size of videos. And also it's also nice because it can like integrate the calendar into that, so we can see our schedule much more clearly. And feel free to ask any questions. Thank you so much.